Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming back to check out this Husqvarna that I just picked up. In the first video, you remember this oil level was overfilled. It probably has a quart of oil overfilled. And so it was smoking like crazy, and the air filter was saturated with motor oil. So that was suffocating the engine. What I want to do now is drain off enough oil to get it to the top mark on the dipstick and then see if the smoke goes away. I don't want to proceed with this project until I'm sure it's just an overfill issue and not valves or ring damage. So we'll drain about a quart of oil off of this thing and then start it, let that smoke burn off and see what happens. Change the air filter at the same time so it's not suffocating. So let's get to work. So in order to drain off some oil, all I'm going to do is tip this to the side of the oil filler tube, and pour off some oil into a container. Put it back down on all four wheels and then recheck the oil level and repeat as necessary till I get it down to the proper oil level. I just have an old brake fluid container. I'm just going to pour it into this. So we'll see if that's enough. The container here is about half full of the used motor oil. Very dark and thin, so it was due for an oil change anyway. Let me change out the air filter, and then we'll check the oil level one last time. You remember in the first video how saturated the pleats were with oil and dirt, dust. So let's give this thing a try. I brought it down a little bit too much. I'm below the bottom hole here. I'm just going to put some of that used oil in there just to start it and see if it cleans itself up. It's going to need to be changed anyhow. Okay, that should do it. I'll put you right in front of the exhaust here so you can see if it's gonna clean up smoke-wise. This is a non-primer, so let me get it started. Still smoky, but not as bad as it was when it first started. We'll give it a couple of minutes and see if it burns off. We'll let it kill a few mosquitoes first. The other issue is the baffles in the muffler could be saturated with oil, and that'll have to be burned off as well. All that metal in the muffler is oil soaked. Looks like it's slowing down a little bit with the smoke. looks a lot better right there. A little bit of smoke, but not as bad. So I think that's what our issue was, is the overfill on the crankcase. That seemed to help the smoke issue. What I'm going to do is go ahead and do an oil change on it, clean up the deck, and maybe a carb clean just to be certain. Go the extra mile. I don't know. The condition of the carburetor could have some crud in the bowl. I want to send it out on a positive note. I don't want any callbacks. So I think that's where we are on the Husqvarna. What I may do off camera here is start it and let it idle for another 10 or 15 more minutes. I don't want to bore you with watching a smoky Husky. So I'll do that, let it clean up, no more smoke, and then I'll go to town with the above mentioned corrections. So this was a $20 unit. If you recall, I just picked it up this week. It's a 2014 model year, the HU625 all-wheel drive. So when I get it ship shape, I'm going to use it in my yard, and I'll report back to you in the final video what I think of the all-wheel drive system. I'm here in Southwest Florida. Everything is flat. Maybe this is geared towards some northern climates that have hills and berms where you want all four wheels pulling the unit up a hill. We don't have that issue here in Florida. Everything is flat. We're flatlanders. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thanks for coming out, and I'm going to get to work on this Husky off camera. I appreciate you kids and cadets coming out and checking out the Husky. I'm kind of happy with this one so far. Thank you again.